Greetings, everyone. For this week in Chicago, where we talk about mostly the Chicago Bears, I wanted to pivot. Instead of talking about how the Bears can improve their chances by trading up in the draft, I'd like to focus on the tush push and how you can beat the tush push with tactics. This is extremely important. Hopefully, you, as Bears fans, are able to get this point out, get it out to their coach, Ben Johnson, their front office, Ryan Poles, and so forth. Hey, even the McCaskies or someone on the Bears administrative staff. Because quite honestly, it is easy to defeat the tush push. You just have to use the right tactics and I guess think outside of the box. Again, my name is Professor Math, and today's date, I'm recording this as of re-recording this again as of March 30th, 2025. And so, an overview of this week's segment, I'm going to go over the background, and it's important to go over the background and the specific areas of it because the solution to defeating the tush push is using the football strategy and countermeasures based on those specific weaknesses. So the background of the tush push, it's considered too strong. You have the offensive lineman, the center, and usually the other guards. They get underneath the defensive linesman. Usually they're crawling or they deliberately lie forward or crawl or lunge forward, thereby allowing a path for the quarterback to climb over the offensive lineman to gain the few yards needed for a touchdown or a first down. So when we talk about the key strategy of defeating the tush push, think of it this way. Can any player, any person defeat a 1,400 pounds of human flesh, a vertical wall of 1,400 pounds of human flesh? And you get that by combining three players. You would be hiring two sumo wrestlers on the defense, one to climb on or jump on top of the offensive lineman, the center, and the second sumo wrestler to jump on top of the first sumo wrestler. There's a bad schematic drawing, but it illustrates the point about a 1,400-pound human vertical wall. You have your offensive lineman at the bottom, the center, the one that's crawling or deliberately lunging forward so they're lying flat on the ground. You have your defensive sumo wrestler who's trying to make a play by either jumping over, crawling, or pushing down the offensive lineman to get to the quarterback to create that wall. And you have your second sumo wrestler jumping also on top of the first sumo wrestler in order to make sure that there are no cracks in between that human vertical wall so that neither the quarterback nor the running back can get through. And this just basically outlines it again. Just this slide just goes over exactly what I'm saying. Remember, that 1,400-pound human vertical wall. I don't care how strong you are, quarterback, running back, when that, especially when 500 pounds of that second sumo wrestler is falling on top of you, the one that jumped or climbed on top of the first sumo wrestler, you're going to be pushed back. You're not going to be pushing forward, and if you try to fight it, you're going to be pancaked. You're going to be pushed back, so it works. And why is this strategy uh, considered legal? Because I've heard arguments where they say it's climbing, but that takes into account that the offensive linemen are actually standing in their crouching guard position, hands up, so they're not lying flat on the ground. They're not lunging or they're not deliberately lunging or crawling forward. Whereas the tush push involves the tush push involves that and you are allowed to jump over, or in the case of the sumo wrestlers, jump on, crawl on the offensive lineman to clog the middle and stop the play. That's perfectly fine. I mean, if the offensive linemen choose to crawl and lie on the ground, you're allowed to. I'm pretty sure you can even step on them. I mean, it's not good form, may lead that, but you could just say that, they're blocking the path to the quarterback because you're assuming the quarterback is going to be rushing towards the center. So in anything, they're allowed to actually make a play. And as long as it's a football play by jumping or blocking or creating a wall towards impeding the quarterback, then there's no problems with it. Similarly, I mean, you can also look at it another way. You see running backs and quarterbacks jump on top of other players to get to the end zone or get a first down. And just to give you a side note, back in 2017, the NFL banned climbing when it came to kicking only, not anything else. So don't get that confused. I've heard that other argument too, but that was back in 2017. Finally, as always, wrapping things up, I'd encourage you to like, subscribe, and comment on this YouTube video in particular so that more people, specifically Bears coaches, Ben Johnson, Bears fans, Bears players, Bears front office, Ryan Poles, Bears media, other YouTube media, or other media, or other social outlets, that we get this message out there. We all want to see the Chicago Bears win, and it's this type of out of the box thinking that's going to get the Bears to winning the championship. And also, I encourage fellow Chicago Bears fans to do what I do. I mean, this is a poorly shot PowerPoint, but at least I try to get my point across. And I try to do this, and you can tell that I'm very passionate about wanting to see the Bears actually win a Super Bowl. I'm not interested in them just showing up for a prize. That's why whenever I talk about things, I'm always talking about what are the chances for the Bears to win the Super Bowl. And with that, this concludes another week in Chicago in review, mostly Chicago Bears. Thank you. Oh, last thing, if you do comment about these things, especially this idea about the human vertical wall, 1,400 pound, please use my name and refer them back to this video. Like I said, again, it'll get the algorithm out there, and hopefully we get enough videos on this so that the important people get to see this. The important people that is actually making the policy changes. Thank you.